Welcome back to another installment of Change My Mind. For those unfamiliar, this is a segment where I go on the street, we take one given topic, and I just listen to people. Let them change my mind, we rationalize our positions, and it's usually really productive. We attempt to have a civil dialogue. Sometimes people end up changing their own minds. And we'll show someone in just a few seconds here. But I do want to show you something first. It's important to note that there are some people out there who have no interest in a rational discussion. They will be angry and volatile no matter what, like this guy. Would you like to have a discussion, or would you like to interrupt and be contentious? I'm trying to listen.
Would you like to be arrogant and not hear people say, you're making me uncomfortable, you're hurting me, you're causing dysfunction in the world, and say, oh, are you going to have an intellectual discussion? Because, like, I don't understand or
No, I understand
honor other
exactly.
people's
You said there's no
really
definition of a
dude.
human right.
You really don't. People who understand and empathize with other people, when they say, hey, man, you're really making me uncomfortable and you're making my life worse.
Yeah, legally that's irrelevant.
They practice on hearing. They don't make references to the law, man.
But that's
They
what
say,
matters.
No, it's not. Like, what are you?
Yeah, it is.
Dude, I'm literally autistic.
So?
Okay? I can understand other people's feelings better than you, apparently.
Really? How would you know that?
Imagine if I run up and I'm a real big jerk to you.
Kind of like you are right now.
Yeah.
You know, yes, I was just... Hate speech is not a thing. It doesn't exist. And anyone can change my mind. Do you disagree?
Like racism and stuff.
What about like racism and stuff? You can all come in and discuss, by the way. It's
Hate speech?
What is hate speech?
Hurtful things.
Okay. What's the legally...
Negative.
But hate speech, right? What is hate speech? What's the legally defined term? What does it mean?
I don't know, you tell me.
It doesn't exist.
I don't know if it doesn't have a legally defined term.
It does in my country of Canada or in Europe, where you can be jailed for saying offensive things, but in the States, the First Amendment protects against that. So the question...
Canada?
I was raised in Canada. Yeah, I live here now. Thank God.
Why do you want to go
God.
to America?
Why? We all want to go.
Yeah,
Really?
I want to go to Canada.
Well, why don't you go to Canada? I just came here. I wanted to come and I came. Why don't you go to Canada then?
Because I would love to.
Why?
Free healthcare.
Really? Free healthcare?
I'd have to sell my condo. I'd have to, yeah.
Right, yeah. You'd have to... What is free about healthcare in Canada? What do you pay in taxes here in the States?
Well, well, my paycheck was really small, so.
So you didn't pay...
Less than 20%.
Okay, so right now you're fundamentally not paying taxes. So what if I were to say, that your taxes are over half, your marginal income tax rate? You're paying 14% sales tax, and you still have to pay for 70% of the drugs and services you want in Canada. And the wait times are bad. As a matter of fact, there are fewer...
To be a doctor in Canada are bad, I heard.
They're really bad.
Longer than-
Yeah. So if you want to move there for just free health care, also, by the way, they're not super friendly to immigrants with the health care. Doesn't include you guys right off the bat. Yeah. They're actually much stricter on immigration than the United States.
And that includes Americans.
It includes people coming in that haven't paid enough time into the pool,
So
right?
Canadians really
Which is
against
understandable.
immigration?
No, they're not. It's just, when you're talking about a socialized healthcare safety net, a lot of people don't understand sort of the asterisk that comes with it.
Right, pay your dues, kind of.
Yeah, exactly. So it's just interesting to hear a lot of people say they want to move to Canada. So you would be okay with like Canadian law where you can be jailed for quote unquote hate speech or fined? Yeah.
What is hate speech in Canada like then?
Well, they just passed a bill where you can actually, depending on how you read it legally, you can be fined or you can be jailed for misusing gender pronouns for someone who's transgender.
Really?
Mm-hmm. You can be punished for that
By
legally.
accident? What if you...
I mean, at that point, right, legally it's either it's illegal or it's not. So then it
Right.
becomes, is it by accident or is it on
Right.
purpose? Either way, is it something that should be a punishable offense?
No.
Okay. So we've said that's not hate speech.
So in other words, they're trying to break down the First Amendment rights in Canada.
Well, they don't have a First Amendment. No other country has a First Amendment
right.
outside the United
Yeah.
States. Yeah, free speech doesn't exist outside the United States. A lot of people don't know that. So are we willing to trade that if speech is offensive? I say no, but I'm willing to hear any arguments that change my mind.
Thank you.
You could say something very offensive, for example, very racist, that I would disagree with horribly, but it's speech. You have the right to say it, and I have the right to be offended if I want.
Right.
I have the right to disagree with it.
Yep.
I have the right to argue why you're wrong, but I don't believe that we have the right to shut down anyone's speech based on a term like hate. But I'm open to hearing convincing arguments on hate speech.
Good point.
See, that was nice. Not everyone's this guy.
Imagine we change the First Amendment,
Yeah,
and then we pass a law saying that X behavior is hate speech.
right.
Is it now hate speech?
That would be a violation of human rights, and I wouldn't support it. Thank God there's no law like that exists.
That's wonderful. Imagine that we did it.
But here's the thing,
Imagine that we did it.
I just answered your question.
I'm here
Imagine
to
that we
talk to
did it.
people
Imagine
and
that
tell
we
them
did
that
it.
hate speech isn't a thing because there's no legal definition of it.
Right.
I'm saying imagine if there was a legal definition
Yes.
of it.
Yeah.
Would it then be hate speech?
No, it would be a violation of human rights, and I
That's
wouldn't
wonderful.
support it.
I agree it's a violation of human rights.
Okay, so
Would
you
it
don't
now
support
be
hate speech laws?
I do.
Okay.
I'm hearing you say that whether or not something is hate speech hinges on whether or not it's legally defined.
No. What I'm saying is, yes,
And
first
I don't want to hear you tell me that there is not a legal
there is no
definition of
legal
hate speech.
definition of hate speech in the United
That's
States,
irrelevant,
and
then.
freedom of speech
So
is a
what?
fundamental human right.
So what?
So the only world in which hate speech would be defined, correct me if I'm wrong, you're drawing a hypothetical, you've ignored the reality of where we are now.
Hate
Let me finish
speech
my
exists
phrase.
without a law.
Let me-
You run up and call someone a nigger, that's hate speech.
First
dude.
off, I wouldn't
You
use
know
that
what
language,
you're
you could be
referring
fined for
to.
hate speech.